The story opens at a large modern hospital before moving inside to the psychiatry department. In an office, a female psychiatrist asks her young, muscular patient to confirm his bizarre symptom, that he perceives every living creature as a pig. The young man simply nods. Taken aback, the doctor leans forward, asking if he's joking and if he sees her as a pig. With a dead serious expression and intense glowing eyes, the patient confirms this is correct. The narrative then shifts to the patient's perspective, showing he sees his psychiatrist not as a human, but as an anthropomorphic pig wearing glasses, confirming his unbelievable condition. Despite her shock, the psychiatrist inwardly notes how handsome he is. Deciding to test his condition, she begins unbuttoning her blouse, suggesting they check his bodily functions. The action catches the young man completely off guard, leaving him wide-eyed and sweating. Leaning closer with her shirt partially open, she seductively asks what he sees. From the patient's perspective, the sight is grotesque. Not only is her head still a pig's, but her breasts have become two smaller, blushing pig heads. The patient stands up and bluntly answers, "I see two pigs." Hearing his literal response, the psychiatrist's demeanor changes from seductive to horrified. Clutching her shirt closed, she recoils, finally convinced of his mental illness. Changing the subject, she sits at her desk, holding a model of a human spine profession. He stresses the gravity of the moment, as their awakened profession will affect their entire lives, declaring an advanced combat profession a fact-defying achievement that brings glory to them and the academy. The elder instructs the first student to place their hand on the platform. One by one, students step forward. A muscular boy awakens an intermediate metal worker and looks disappointed. Another awakens an advanced healer, while a third awakens a junior engineer and collapses in despair. The next student, a muscular young man with reddish-orange hair, approaches the crystal. The moment his hand makes contact, it erupts in brilliant golden light, revealing his result. Combat-type profession, rare tier, shadowless bladesman. The academy elder is stunned, his jaw dropping. He exclaims in disbelief that it's a rare tier profession, and the students gasp in shock and awe. The elder, revealed to be the principal, beams with delight and asks for the student's name. The young man proudly introduces himself as Liu Jing Long. Overjoyed, the principal praises him and offers to personally visit his home to discuss his future path. Liu Jing Long thanks the principal, then turns to the crowd, waving smugly as his peers cheer for Brelong. The principal calls the next name, Ye Chang. From the crowd, Xiaoling Xuan shouts encouragement. The principal observes Ye Chang with interest, knowing that while the boy is strange, his stats are insanely high. He reflects that Ye Chang's combined attribute total is 10, over 3 times the average. Hoping for a miracle, he watches Ye Chang place his hands on the platform. Instantly, the crystal explodes with a cataclysmic surge of lightning, far more powerful than before, its force buffeting the principal and sending the crowd reeling. The principal stares, aghast at the power, wondering if the blinding energy is golden light, a sign of an awakening beyond rare tier. As Ye Chang stares at the raw power he's unleashed, the principal's eyes widen. "Divine tier," he yells, confirming the legendary highest possible tier. The energy coalesces and glowing words announce the baffling result. Life-type profession, Divine Pig Butcher. The principal is left speechless and horrified, unable to comprehend how a divine tar awakening resulted in a simple pig butcher. The student's shock turns to mockery. The crowd erupts in laughter, questioning if the crystal malfunctioned and debating whether a divine tier awakening makes Ye Chang incredibly lucky or unlucky. The principal seethes with rage and disappointment, feeling heaven is playing a cruel joke on him. After years as principal, he finally saw a legendary divine tier awakening, only for it to be the most useless profession, a pig butcher. He laments that a divine blacksmith or healer would have been something to boast about for years. Overcome with frustration, he thought the higher his hopes were, the bigger the disappointment. Turning to the isolated Ye Cheng, the principal is at a loss for words, managing only a deep, frustrated sigh as the boy walks away. As he walks, Ye Cheng notices something unexpected, a holographic blue screen that only he can see. It's a system interface displaying his complete status, including his new profession, talents, and skills. His talents are Swine Nemesis and Blade of Godslaying, and his first skill is Blood Shadow Butcher, which forces pigs into a state of fear. Most importantly, his Swine Nemesis talent grants a 50% bonus damage to pigs, a bonus that increases with every pig killed, while also reducing damage from pigs by half. Ye Cheng's eyes lock onto Swine Nemesis as he reads about the 50% damage bonus. A subtle smile spreads across his face. The full implication dawn on him, his eyes glowing with red intensity as a powerful realization washes over him. He thinks that maybe being a lunatic isn't so bad. The final scene shows his perspective again. The entire academy, from the dejected principal to the jeering students, is a massive crowd of pigs. He concludes with the triumphant thought that his new powers are perfect because in his eyes, the entire world is full of pigs. As Ye Cheng walks away from the awakening crystal, still shocking the principal, his classmates start to make fun of him. Liu Jing Long and his friend laugh at him openly. The friend mockingly says he expected a real dragon, not a pig butcher, and then praises Liu Jing Long as the only real dragon at the academy. Liu Jing Long smugly agrees. In the middle of the mocking, Shuling Xuan walks over to support Ye Cheng. She gently pats his head and tells him it's okay. She tries to find a bright side, pointing out that as a divine-level pig butcher, he is following in his father's footsteps. While she comforts him, other students look on with envy. Two boys are crying, upset at Ye Cheng's amazing luck for awakening a divine-tier profession at all. Blushing, Shuling Xuan adds that her father on it. The moment she touches it, a huge pillar of bright, icy blue light shoots into the sky, much more powerful than any of the awakenings before it. Shuling is stunned, her eyes wide with shock at the power. The principal is even more amazed than before, his face showing total disbelief. He yells out that it is a legendary profession, a level even higher than Liu Jing Long's rare one. As the light swirls, the crystal shows her destiny. Combat-type profession, legendary tier, Snow Soul Sword Immortal. The principal can't believe it. He is amazed she awakened a legendary combat profession, especially since both her parents have simple lifetime jobs. He decides her awakening must be the result of a very rare mutation. When the blue aura of her new power fades, Shuling Xuan stands confidently. Her whole attitude changed. The principal, seeing her now as the academy's top student, approaches her with great respect. He promises that Qingcheng Academy will give her its full support for whatever she needs. With a graceful smile, she thanks him and walks off the platform. Now a very powerful and important figure, the crowd notices the huge difference between their awakenings. Two female students gossip, one wondering if Shuling Guan, now a legendary fighter, will still follow the pig butcher Ye Cheng around. Her friend says no, stating that Shuling Guan is improving while Ye Cheng is not, and that the loser should be smart enough to leave her alone. As Shuling Guan approaches him, Ye Cheng offers a simple congratulations. However, her attitude has completely changed. She calls his name in a cold, serious voice. With her arms crossed, she says there may have been some misunderstandings between them, but she wants to clear things up. She then coldly tells him that they are no longer from the same world. Yaan is clearly stunned by what she said. Meanwhile, Liu Jing Long and his friend watch from the side, smiling and enjoying the public rejection. To everyone's surprise, however, Yachaan's shock quickly turns into cheerful agreement. Thinking he is just putting on a brave face, Shu Lingguan continues in a pitying tone. She tells him she knows this must be hard and he doesn't have to pretend he is fine. She coldly says that as just a pig butcher, he will never do anything important. At this, Ye Cheng's face hardens as he tells her not to blame him for his reaction. The scene shifts to his perspective, where the now proud-looking pig-faced girl says that if he agrees, they should not bother each other in the future. While Xu Lingguan stands there confused by his reaction, Ye Chang has a small relieved smile. His inner thoughts show he is happy to finally get rid of the pig head. He then turns to leave, casually telling her he will be going, which leaves her completely shocked. Seeing Xu Lingguan's confused state, Liu Jing Long walks up to her with a smug smile. He offers to teach Ye Chang a lesson to help him face reality. Xu Lingguan stays silent and looks unhappy, but Liu Jing Long takes this as a yes, his expression turning meaner. Without waiting for an answer, he yells at the departing Ye Chang, calling him a pig butcher and telling him to come over. Ye Chang keeps walking, ignoring him completely, which surprises Liu Jing Long. Angry at being ignored, Liu Jing Long rushes forward, grabs Ye Chang's arm, and angrily asks if he is deaf. Ye Chang finally stops and turns, his eye glowing with a dangerous red light. He calmly asks what Liu Jing Long wants. Suddenly, a dark and scary aura bursts from Ye Chang, covering him in shadow and making Liu Jing Long freeze, overwhelmed by the intense pressure. Liu Jing Long cries out and stumbles backward in fear. The source of his fear is revealed. Liu Jing Long is trapped in a scary vision from Ye Chang's ability. In his mind, he sees himself as a terrified pig tied to a chopping block. Ye Chang looms over him, his eyes glowing red as he raises a large butcher's knife. Liu Jing Long is frozen with the fear of being killed. The vision breaks, and back in reality, Liu Jing Long is on the ground, pale and sweating. The crowd, not knowing about the mental attack, laughs at his sudden fall. His friend rushes to his side, asking what happened, but Liu Jing Long can only stare in a panic. Humiliated and angry, Liu Jing Long gets up and glares at Ye Chang. He furiously yells and throws a powerful punch at his face. However, Ye Chang reacts with amazing speed. With a calm look and a glowing eye, he meets the punch with his own fist. The two fists are about to hit. With Ye Chang's body covered in a red aura, the impact is instant and powerful. Liu Jing Long pulls back, screaming in pain, his hand red and broken, the bone seemingly crushed by the force of Ye Chang's block. The shocking result leaves everyone, including Shou Lingguan and Liu Jing Long, completely stunned. They can only stare, wondering what is happening. Holding his broken hand, Liu Jing Long yells in disbelief, finding it impossible that he was beaten by just a pig butcher. In contrast, Ye Chang stands calmly in a crackling red aura. He coolly says that as a pig butcher, it makes sense for him to have strong hands, finally showing a small piece of his profession's true hidden power. As Ye Chang stands his ground, the crowd is in an uproar. Liu Jing Long's question what is happening, pointing at the terrible state of his friend's hand. Full of pain and rage, Liu Jing Long screams at Ye Chang, threatening to kill him. He roars as he channels his power, creating a bright cyan energy sword, his void long sword in his good hand. Seeing this, the gossiping girls in the crowd are sure the fight is over. One says that Liu Jing Long is finally getting serious, and Ye Chang is dead for sure. The other wonders why a pig butcher would dare fight a combat class user, wishing he had just apologized when he could. The crowd knows Liu Jing Long's sword is strong enough to cut through a steel pipe. Burning with shame and wanting revenge, Liu Jing Long raises his weapon, screaming he is going to F Ye Chang. But just as he is about to strike, the air grows cold and snowflakes begin to fall. Ice starts to form along the blade of his energy sword. The frost spreads quickly, covering Liu Jing Long's body in ice and freezing him. He struggles, horrified that his body won't move. He turns his head with great effort and glares at Xu Lingguan, angrily asking why she is still helping Ya Chan. Xu Lingguan stands with her arms crossed, surrounded by a powerful frosty aura. With a cold presence, she tells them to stop. Looking at them both, she explains she doesn't want to see them fighting over her. The scene pulls back, showing the three of them standing apart in the plaza. Shuing Xuan looks at Ye Chang one last time and says he must see now that they are not from the same world anymore. She tells him this is the last time she will help him and that it's a final farewell to their past. In response, Ye Chang just stands there with a bored look, casually picking his ear, not bothered by her words at all. With her back to him, she gives him one last warning to leave Qing. She makes it clear that the next time Liu Jing Long seeks revenge, she will not help him again. Ye Chang, however, is not impressed. He lets out a large yawn and casually says that if there is nothing else, he will be going, turning to leave. The two gossiping girls who were watching are left confused, saying to each other that the boy isn't taking the serious situation seriously. The scene changes, and Yi Chang is now walking alone down a city street at dusk. His walk is interrupted by a woman with a large, mean-looking dog. The dog barks aggressively, blocking his path. Yi Chang's eye flashes with a faint red glow as he notices them. Instantly, his perspective of reality changes. To him, the woman is a large pig woman, and her dog is a monstrous, snarling boar. Back in reality, the dog lunges and bites his pants leg. Unfazed, Yi Chang calmly asks the owner if she can pull her pig away, before correcting himself to dog, saying it is blocking his path. His comment makes the woman furious. From Yi Chang's view, the pig woman gets in his face and screams at him, asking if he owns the road and accusing him of having no manners. Instead of getting angry, a sense of calm comes over Yi Chang. He takes a deep breath, thinking this is perfect timing. He has a theory about his new powers he wants to test. Without hesitating, Yi Chang tests his theory. He gives the aggressive dog a single powerful kick that glows with a faint blue energy. The kick is instantly fatal. The owner watches in horror as the dog's spirit floats up from its body. She cries out in despair, calling the animal her son. Immediately, a blue system notification appears in Yi Chang-wan's vision, confirming his extra damage has increased by 1%. Staring at the message with wide glowing eyes, he confirms his theory was right. His swine nemesis ability works on any creature he sees as a pig. The enraged owner lunges at him, her face twisted with rage. She screams that he is a murderer for killing her son and threatens to fight him to the death. Unfazed, Yi Chang simply states that he is a psychopath. To prove it, he calmly pulls out his medical diagnosis, showing her the word psycho on it. With a cold expression, he asks if there is anything else, otherwise he is leaving. The woman is terrified. She thought she has run into a real psychopath, and that if he could kill her dog, he could easily kill her. Her aggressive attitude disappears. Putting on a forced smile, she quickly tells him it was nothing and wishes him well. The story moves to Ye Chang's home. Inside, he is greeted by his parents. His muscular father, Ye Chuan, laughingly asks if he really became a pig butcher, while his mother smiles gently. Ye Chang confirms it. His father is overjoyed, pulling him into a proud hug. He calls him a stinky kid and says he's happy Ye Chang is taking after him, believing it's great to be honest pig butchers. He feels this life is better than fighting and killing, and tells Ye Chang he will take him to the slaughterhouse the next day. Later that night, Ye Chang is sleeping peacefully in his bed wearing a pig-themed onesie. While the family sleeps, a mysterious figure in shadows with one glowing blue eye appears outside the home. The figure appears at his parents' bedroom window. The shadowy figure, whose face is wrapped in bandages, expresses disbelief that the son of Ghostcry is a simple pig butcher. He then asks Ye Chang's father if the boy is really his son. In the darkness, Ye Chang's eye snaps open. He is awake and looks much tougher than before. He warns the figure not to disturb their family again, threatening to be less polite next time. The shadowy figure advises him not to be angry. It seems to have confirmed what it came for, stating that since the son is just a pig butcher, the organization will not trouble them anymore. With that, the mysterious figure vanishes into the darkness. The next day, Yuan takes his son to the family slaughterhouse. The large facility is lined with pig carcasses on hooks. Wearing a black apron, Ye Chong follows his father with a serious look. Ye Chuan tells him that a good pig butcher needs a good knife. He leads Ye Chong to a special case holding 3 large cleavers and encourages his son to pick one. Ye Chong looks at the knives and reaches for the one in the middle. The moment he grips it, a blue system notification appears. It says, "A pig-slaying knife has been selected, and his god-slaying edge talent is now active." This ability will give him 0.1 free attribute points for every pig he kills with this knife. With his son armed, Ye Chuan begins the first lesson. He explains that the first step is to learn how to use the knife as a large pig carcass is hoisted before them. From Ye Chong's view, the dead animal looks like a monstrous, snarling boar. His father continues, telling him to aim for the weak spot for a clean one-hit kill. He then steps back and tells Ye Chong to try. Following his father's instruction, Ye Chong swings his new cleaver. The blade glows with red energy as it cleanly slices through the pig carcass, decapitating the monster in his vision in a single move. A system notification appears confirming the kill of one chilled normal pig. It tells him his level, bonus damage, and free attribute points have all increased. His father, Ye Chuan, praises him, but notes the strike wasn't precise enough, advising him to aim for the next carotid artery to be more efficient. Ye Chong simply nods. His father places a hand on his shoulder, acknowledging that slaughtering pigs must feel dull for someone his age, but it's how they make a living. However, Ye Chong's expression is eager. He points to a large bin of carcasses and asks if he can slaughter all of them. His father laughs with pride at his son's enthusiasm and happily agrees, even offering up the pigs belonging to his colleagues for practice. What follows is a montage of focused slaughter. With each swing of his glowing red knife, Ye Chong kills another pig, and new system notifications show his level rapidly increasing from 2 to 4. At the end of the day, Ye Chang sits in the quiet slaughterhouse next to 2 massive piles of slaughtered pigs. He stares at his status screen. A final notification shows his progress. He killed 49 pigs, increased his bonus damage to 100%, and raised his core attributes from 10 to 15. He is now a level 5 apprentice. In the slaughterhouse, his father's colleagues approach in shock. One butcher asks Ye Chuan if that is his son, saying with disbelief that the boy seems addicted to slaughtering pigs and has just finished all their work for the week. Ye Chuan chuckles with pride, not surprised by his son's work. He proudly says it is to be expected because his son is a divine pig butcher. Meanwhile, Ye Chang holds his new knife, reflecting on his progress. He feels he has gotten comfortable handling the weapon and decides it is time to leave the slaughterhouse and see what the outside world has to offer. The next day, Ye Chang, carrying a backpack, is ready to leave. In this world, dangerous monsters are common. Humanity lives in a federation divided into 9 districts, and Qing Cheng City is on the edge of the 5th district. Ye Chang arrives at a massive stone gate with borderlands carved above it, the exit from the city into the dangerous wilds. Just as he is about to pass through, a city guard stops him. The guard warns him that with a lifetime profession, he is only allowed to go 1 kilometer from the city. He stresses that if he travels farther, his life will be in danger. Ye Chang, looking determined, simply nods. Ignoring the guard's warning, Ye Chang ventures deep into the dark forest of the borderlands. As he walks, a rustling sound in the bushes catches his attention. Suddenly, a small green creature with a wicked grin leaps from the shadows with a small dagger, letting out a shrill battle cry as it lunges at him. Ye Chang calmly identifies the monster as a goblin. Seeing an opportunity, Ye Chang's eyes glow red. He decided to test his Blood Shadow Butcher skill. A system notification confirms the skill is active. The effect is instant. The goblin's aggressive look turns to pure terror, and it is paralyzed by a sudden killing aura. With the goblin frozen, Ye Chang easily dodges and, in one swift motion, swings his knife and slices the creature down. Another system notification appears. It confirms the kill of 1 chilled goblin pig. And just like with the other pigs, his level and bonus damage have increased. He realizes that the stronger the pig he kills, the greater the benefit. He stands in the dark forest examining his status screen when he notices something. All around him in the woods, dozens of pairs of glowing green eyes have appeared. He recalls a warning from a former teacher. If you see one goblin, it means a whole group has already marked you. Instead of showing fear, Yi Chang looks almost happy. With his knife ready, he remarks that it looks like he is about to level up again and eagerly challenges the goblin pigs to attack. With battle cries, the goblins swarm him from all sides. What follows is not a struggle, but a display of masterful butchery. Yay! Ch.1 moves like a whirlwind, his knife glowing as he effortlessly cuts down goblin after goblin. Soon, only one goblin is left, trembling in terror as Yi Chang's cleaver hangs over its head. With his eyes glowing red, Yi Chang looks down at the terrified preacher with a dark smile. The last goblin turns to run, but it is too late. Having killed the entire group, Yi Chang follows their trail and soon arrives at the entrance to a large, dark cavern. He figures this must be the goblin nest. The sounds of screams and battle soon echo from inside the cave. The scene inside is one of absolute carnage. The cave floor is covered with the corpses of dozens of slain goblins. Yi Chang has wiped out the entire nest by himself. He stands calmly and looks at a new system notification. The screen shows his level has increased to rank 6 apprentice. His attributes have soared to 25, and his pig nemesis bonus damage is now at plus 120%. As Yi Chang stands in the silent goblin cave, a strange noise from deeper within catches his attention. He quickly turns toward the sound, which seems to come from behind a crude wooden barricade. Without hesitation, Yi Chang delivers a powerful kick, shattering the wooden planks. His silhouette is framed by a menacing red glow as he steps into the newly opened area. Inside, he makes a horrifying discovery. A young woman with short blonde hair is tied up with red ropes. She has a gag in her mouth and is terrified. Surrounding her are 2 small baby-like goblins crying for milk. The captive woman's eyes are filled with tears as she looks at her potential rescuer. Her thoughts a desperate plea for help. The terrified captive girl trembles, bound and gagged in the back of the goblin cave. Yi Chang approaches her and raises his glowing pig-slaying knife. Thinking he is another threat, the girl squeezes her eyes shut, silently pleading for her life. In a flash of red light, Yi Chang swings his blade. The blade moves in a precise arc, not to harm her, but to slice through her ropes while killing the 2 infant goblins beside her. Freed but shocked by the violent action, the girl screams in terror. Yi Chang crouches down and calmly tells her to stop shouting, informing her that all the goblins are now dead. The girl's terrified gaze shifts to the side, where she sees the slain baby goblins and finally understands he was saving her. Overcome with relief, she throws her arms around an uncomfortable-looking Yi Chang. She thanks him again and again for saving her, explaining she was about to be violated by the goblins. Flustered by the hug, Yi Chang awkwardly says that he did not come here to save her. Pulling back, the girl looks at the cavern filled with the bodies of the slain goblins. She asks if he was the one who killed all of them. Amazed by his power, she asks if he has a combat-type profession. Ignoring her questions, Yi Chang simply turns and begins to walk out of the cave. She calls after him, asking for his name. Without looking back, he gives a simple reply: Yi Chang. After freeing the captive, Yi Chang points her in the direction of the city. He then turns and walks back into the dark woods to continue on his own path. However, he soon realizes he is not alone. He stops and turns to find the rescued girl timidly following him from behind a tree. Yi Chang suddenly appears right in front of her, startling her badly. He aggressively questions her, demanding to know why she is following him and accusing her of being a goblin spy. The girl, terrified by his sudden appearance and his knife, quickly denies it, explaining she is just too scared to go back to the city by herself. Seeing her fear, Ye Chang calms down and asks for her name and what she was doing in the borderlands. The girl introduces herself as Shian Nanan. She explains that her mother's birthday is in a few days and she had come to the forest hoping to find a rare blood moon flower as a gift but was captured by goblins. She then proposes a deal. If he helps her find the blood moon flower, she will help him find the best weaponsmith in Qingkang to forge a new knife for him. Ye Chang is not impressed by her offer. He dismisses her, asking if she knows how much it costs to hire the city's best weaponsmith. He bluntly tells her to go back and stop following him, threatening to chop her if she doesn't. Shian Nanan is left fuming at his cold rejection. She thought about how she is a great beauty and can't understand why he is so cold to her, wondering if something is wrong with him. Refusing to give up, Xianan plays her final card. She runs to catch up with Ye Chang, demanding to know if he knows who she is and proudly announcing that her father's name is Shahai. The name makes Ye Chang stop. He recognizes it instantly. The Xia family is one of the 4 great noble families of Qingchang, and its head, Shahai, is a powerful 9th-rank master. A devious smile spreads across Ye Chang's face. He thinks that with her father's money, getting 10 top-tier butcher knives would be no problem at all. To prove her identity, Shannan proudly shows him a small, fancy jade amulet. She explains it is a protective amulet from her father in a single, easy strike. Immediately after the kill, a system prompt appears in Ye Chang's vision, confirming his level has increased to 7th-rank apprentice. His Pig Clan nemesis bonus damage has now increased to 122%. Looking at his simple cleaver, which now shows wear, Ye Chang wonders how much longer the blade will hold up against such powerful foes. Still shocked by the display of power, Shian Nanan grabs onto Ye Chang's arm and demands to know what his profession is. He calmly replies that he has a life-type profession, a pig butcher. Shian Nanan is baffled, exclaiming that it is impossible for a simple life-type profession to kill a silver-horned rhinoceros in one hit. Ignoring her, Ye Chang kneels beside the dead beast and carves off its valuable silver horn, commenting that it is good stuff. He offers a simple explanation, suggesting that the rhino was probably just too old, which is why it died so quickly. Though still flustered, Shian seems to accept his explanation and tells him they are very close to the location of the blood moon flower. The two then continue their journey. The scene shifts to another part of the forest where the principal from Qingchang Academy is walking with his students, including Shu Lingguan, Liu Jing Long, and 2 others. The principal is telling the students that they have all performed well during their field training. He looks at Shu Lingguan and a smirking Liu Jinggong, adding that they are the students he thought most highly of. Suddenly, the principal senses something. He stops abruptly, telling the group there is movement nearby. He shouts into the forest, demanding for whoever is there to come out. As he does, he and his students see the silhouettes of 2 people, Ye Chang and Shian Nanan standing in the woods ahead. Ye Chang and Shian Nanan step into a clearing, coming face to face with the group from Qingchang Academy. Ye Chang is surprised, wondering why they are here. The reunion is not friendly. Liu Jing Long is the first to react, pointing at Ye Chang with a look of glee. He demands to know what he is doing in the borderlands. Ye Chang, with a casual expression, scratches his head and replies that he is just passing by. This enrages Liu Jing Long. The heavy-set female student from the Academy group sneers, saying she does not believe he is just passing by. She accuses him of being unable to get over Shu Lingguan and claims he must have followed them into the forest. Ye Chang's eyes widen slightly and his gaze falls on Shu Lingguan. From his perspective, she is once again a pig-faced girl looking at him with a cold expression. She addresses him by name, her tone sharp, reminding him that she thought she had made herself clear. She repeats that they are from 2 different worlds now and demands that he stop pestering her. A dark red aura begins to come from Ye Chang as he clenches his fist in anger. Seeing this as a chance for revenge, Liu Jinglong's face twists into a crazed grin. He shouts at Ye Chang, questioning how he still dares to show his face. He declares that this is great, as he was just worried he would not be able to find him to settle their score. In response, Liu Jing Long unleashes his power. He is surrounded by a purple aura, and in his hand he now wields a glowing katana-like sword. Liu Jing Long's friend exclaims in awe, noting the sword's impressive shine and guessing it must be a yellow-rank, low-grade spirit weapon. The principal observes with interest, his belief in Liu Jing Long's potential growing. He marvels that in just a few days, Liu Jing Long has already become a 4th-rank apprentice and has gotten such a powerful weapon. He confirms his belief that the boy is a genius, confident that he could fight evenly with a 6th-rank apprentice. Seeing the fight about to start, Shu Lingwan steps forward. She reminds Yi Chang that she had warned him to leave Qingchong and says that this time she will not help him. Standing beside Yi Chang, a blushing and concerned Shian Nanan asks if he has a grudge with these people. Ignoring the threat, Yi Chang seems more interested in the weapon. He turns to Shian Nanan and calmly asks how much a yellow-rank low-grade spirit weapon is worth. Surprised by his odd question, she stammers that it could probably sell for several $100,000, and then questions if he understands the seriousness of the situation. Meanwhile, Liu Jing Long glares at Yi Chang, his mind filled with the memory of his past humiliation. He remembers how Yi Chang stole the show at the awakening ceremony and becomes determined to steal the spotlight back. With a furious roar, he leaps into the air, bringing his glowing sword down in a powerful strike aimed at Yi Chang. As the blade comes down, Liu Jing Long is sure this attack will show Shu Lingwan his true strength. But instead of dodging, Yi Chang raises his simple butcher's knife to block. The principal, Shu Lingwan, and the other students watch in shock, certain it is a suicidal move. Liu Jing Long puts all his strength behind the blow, but to his surprise, Yi Chang's ordinary knife stops the powerful spirit weapon. Sparks fly, but the force is too great for the simple blade. Absolute shock. The friend crying out his name. He rushes to Liu Jing Long's side, asking if he is all right. The defeated student is bruised and battered, crying out in pain. Through his teeth, Liu Jing Long insists that he is all right, but he is on the verge of passing out. The principal's attention, however, is now fixed only on the victor. He stares at Yi Chang with a dark and intense expression, his mind racing. He slowly approaches the scene, his gaze never leaving Yi Chang. A shocking realization hits him, and he wondered if it is possible that Yi Chang has already reached the level of a 7th-rank apprentice. With Liu Jing Long defeated, Yi Chang picks up the spirit weapon his opponent dropped. He inspects the blade, thinking that the sword looks quite good. Meanwhile, Liu Jing Long's friend expresses his shock to the principal, questioning if that kid could really have reached the 7th rank, especially when the talented Shu Lingwan is only at the 6th rank. The principal, with a thoughtful expression, confirms that it is possible. He begins to explain the differences between how combat-type and lifetime professions level up. He says that combat-type professions need constant training, battle experience, and injuries to grow, so their early growth is slow. However, once they master the basics, their growth speed increases a lot. On the other hand, lifetime professions have an easier path. Professions like alchemists or weaponsmiths don't need to fight. They just need to practice their craft. Using Yi Chang as an example, he explains that as a pig butcher, he just needs to keep slaughtering pigs to quickly increase his level in the early stages. A flashback shows Yi Chang easily butchering a pig, highlighting this simple path to power. Shu Lingwan, after listening, understands now that Yi Chang won because of the high base stats he gained from his higher level, not because of better skill. She questioned if this way of leveling is unfair to combat-type professions. The principal clarifies that there is a balance. He explains that for Yi Chang to level up, the number of pigs he needs to kill will double with each rank. By the time he reaches a high level, the number required will be huge. In contrast, combat-type professions who have mastered their skills early will find their growth speeding up, eventually passing the lifetime professions. Liu Jing Long's friend asks if this means that while Yi Chang can beat Liu Jing Long now, in a few years, the combat-type professions will easily overpower him. The principal grunts in agreement, though he looks a bit troubled. Having heard the conversation, Ye Chang thinks to himself and seems to understand their point. He turns to the principal and says that if there is nothing else, he will be leaving, waving a casual goodbye as he prepares to continue his journey. As Ye Chang prepares to leave, Shu Lingguan steps forward and confronts him with a look of pity. She asks him why he is bothering with all of this, questioning if his recent efforts in slaughtering pigs were all just for her. She then reveals that she has been accepted into the prestigious Tianchong Academy, cementing the fact that they are now from two different worlds. Ye Chang can only stare at her with a blank expression. At this point, Shian has had enough. She declares that she cannot watch this any longer. Stepping between Shu Lingguan and Ye Chang, fed up with their taunting, Xianan's patience snaps. She throws a powerful punch that unleashes a wave of energy, hitting not just the two students who insulted her, but the entire academy group, including Shu Lingxuan and the principal. The principal, caught off guard, is left with a red handprint on his cheek, wondering why she hit him too. Shian Nanan stands beside a stoic Ye Chang, her fists clenched in anger. Shu Lingguan, holding her own green cheek, looks at her in disbelief, furiously questioning how she dared to hit her. Her anger flares, and her body is enveloped in the icy blue aura of her Snow Soul Sword immortal power. She draws her sword, and with a look of pure rage asks Shian Nanan if she is looking to die. As Shu Lingxuai prepares to attack, Shian Nanan remains defiant. She holds up her family's protective amulet, a clear symbol of her powerful background, and dares anyone to try and touch her. The sight of the amulet immediately stops everyone. The principal in particular breaks into a nervous sweat, recognizing the token and the power it represents. He instantly steps in, grabbing Shu Lingguan's arm and shouting for her to stop. He explains that he now recognizes the girl as the young miss of the powerful Sea family. His entire attitude shifts from commanding to friendly. He turns to Shian Nanan with an apologetic expression and asks what she is doing there. Shian Nanan is not in the mood for small talk. She dismisses his question, stating that she can go wherever she wants. She then turns the tables on him, criticizing him for the poor quality and manners of his students. The principal can only bow his head in apology, agreeing that it was his mistake and promising to discipline them thoroughly when they return. But Shianan is not finished. She points an accusatory finger at Shu Lingguan and demands that the principal make her apologize to Ye Chang. This leaves Shu Lingguan stunned, her mind reeling with the realization that this girl is the daughter of the great Shi Hai, and she cannot understand why such a high-status person would be with Ye Chang. The principal, desperate to not offend the Xia family, sternly orders Shu Lingguan to apologize immediately. Cornered and humiliated, Shu Lingguan offers a reluctant, quiet apology to Ye Chang, her eyes downcast. Internally, however, her face is a mask of pure fury. She silently vows that the Shay family will pay for this insult. Having had enough of the drama, Ye Chang tells Xianan that they should go. As they turn to leave, the defeated Liu Jing Long, still on the ground, cries out for them to stop. He demands that Ye Chang return his spirit weapon. Ye Chang, with the stolen sword on his back, looks over his shoulder with a smirk. He taunts Liu Jing Long, challenging him to come and take it back himself if he can, stating that he is ready for a fight any time. Xianan blows a playful raspberry at the defeated rival. Liu Jing Long can only clutch his chest, seething with anger. As Ye Chang walks away, Liu Jing Long screams a final furious threat, telling him to just wait. Having left the academy group behind, Ye Chang and Shian Nanan continue their quest. They venture through a rocky landscape. Shian Nanan consults her map again, and looking up at a nearby cliff with a glowing red cave, she confirms that this is the place and advises Ye Chang to be careful. As they prepare, Ye Chang receives a system notification. It informs him that he has now selected the spirit weapon as his exclusive pig-slaying knife, and that its god-slaying edge effect is active. Thanks to the better quality of the new weapon, he will now receive 0.2 free attribute points for every pig killed, double the previous amount. Looking at his new sword, he realized the importance of choosing a good knife. Suddenly, Sinan pulls two small colored spheres from her cleavage, much to Yi Chang's surprise. He asks her what the items are. She explains that they are called Yin Thunderfire beads, powerful explosives that could severely injure even a strong expert. She plans to use them as a last resort if the Blood Moon Great Python is too powerful. Yi Chang, with a brave look, tells her she is ruthless and announces that he will go up to scout ahead. He expertly climbs the cliff face, using his new sword to help him. He reaches a ledge covered in beautiful glowing red flowers. To his surprise, Xian is already there. Having found an easier path, she exclaims with delight that the flowers are real and that they are the extremely rare blood crystal twin flowers. Just as she celebrates, a sense of dread fills the air. A monstrous, shadowy head with glowing red eyes emerges from the darkness of the cave behind them, its gaze fixed on the flower Yi Chang is holding. Yaan is stunned by the sudden appearance of the massive creature. The beast is revealed to be the Blood Moon Great Python, and from Yi Chang's unique perspective, its snake head has the features of a pig snout. The monstrous pignake looms over him, and Yi Chang, completely unfazed, casually asks it what it is looking at and if it has never seen a flower before. Yi Chang continues to taunt the monstrous pignake, asking if it has never seen someone picking flowers before. The massive creature seems confused by his bold attitude for a moment. Seizing the opportunity, Yi Chang grabs the flower and runs, leaping away from the beast's perch. From the opposite cliff, Sinan sees him fleeing and yells at him to act quickly. Seeing the massive python about to strike, she warns him to be careful and throws one of her Yin Thunder Fire beads with all her might. The bead flies through the air and explodes in a massive fiery blast right in the python's face, throwing Yi Chang to the ground. Shian Nanan rushes to his side, anxiously asking if he is all right. From the cliff edge, they both watch the aftermath of the explosion. The massive head of the Blood Moon Great Python has been completely blown off by the force of the bead, much to their surprise. Yi Chang wonders aloud if the bead really had that much power. However, the fight is not over. The python's massive headless body rears back and strikes with its tail, whipping it through the air with incredible speed and force. But with its head gone, the attack is wild and misses them completely. With the immediate danger over, Yi Chang casually holds out the blood crystal twin flower and tells Sinan to take it. Her face lights up with pure joy as she accepts the precious glowing flower. After the excitement, Yi Chang asks her what the flower is used for. Sinan explains that the blood crystal twin flower is a mutated version of the snow moon flower. While the regular flower can only slow aging, the blood crystal twin flower can grant eternal youth. She says there is no woman in the world who would not want such a treasure. Yi Chang listens intently and with a new sense of purpose kneels down and grabs his sword. He realizes that if the flower has such an effect, his own mother would surely love it too. As Yi Chang leaps away to another cliffside, Sinan watches with a hopeful expression. She believes he is getting the second blood crystal twin flower as a gift for her, thinking to herself that he has finally taken the hint. However, instead of giving it to her, Yachuan carefully places the flower into his backpack. Their moment of success is shattered by a deafening roar. They turn to see a horrifying sight. The Blood Moon Great Python has not been defeated, and its severed head is rapidly regenerating before their eyes. Kanan is completely shocked. Realizing the beast survived the powerful Thunderfire bead, she figures its power must be immense. At the peak of a 9th-rank apprentice, facing the regenerated monster, Yi Chang turns to Sinan and asks if she has any more of the explosive beads. Sinan shouts back in a panic, explaining that her father only gave her a single pair. The fully regenerated python now looms over Yi Chang, its red eyes burning with rage. And her face contorts in frustration. Having recovered from the mental attack, the Blood Moon Great Python turns its glowing red eye back on its prey. With a terrifying roar, it lunges forward, its massive jaws wide open. Yi Chang grabs Yanan's hand and tries to run, but he realizes it is too late. He inwardly curses, finding it a hassle to be burdened with another person in such a dangerous situation. In a split-second decision, he shoves Yaan out of the way, sending her to safety as he is swallowed whole by the massive beast. The python slams its jaws shut with a deafening crash. Shian Nanan scrambles to her feet, screaming Ye Chang's name in horror. She stands paralyzed with fear as the massive python looms over her. She cries out for Ye Chang, begging for him to come out. The python moves to attack her next, its jaws opening to swallow her as well. But just as it is about to strike, something happens inside the beast. A brilliant glowing red light shines from within the python's throat as a blade slices through from the inside. The monster recoils in agony, its body writhing as it is torn apart from within. In a gory explosion, the python's body is ripped open, and Ye Chang emerges, covered in the creature's blood, having literally butchered his way out. He stands amidst the bloody remains and casually asks Canon if she was just calling for him. Overcome with relief, she rushes forward and throws her arms around him in a tight hug, exclaiming how glad she is that he is all right. She bluntly remarks that he stinks and that he was almost pooped out by the python. This causes her to recoil, covering her nose in disgust. A system notification then appears, confirming the kill of the special pig. His level has increased by a massive 80%, raising him to the 8th rank. His pig nemesis bonus damage has increased by another 1%, and he has gained another 0.2 free attribute points. With their quest completed, Ye Chang tells Shian Nanan that it is time for them to go back. They make their way back to Qingqing, arriving at the city gates where a group of people is waiting anxiously. An older man dressed in traditional robes rushes forward, looking relieved to see Shian Nanan. He scolds her for her late return, explaining that he was worried sick. Shian Nanan, however, is beaming with joy. She holds up the glowing blood crystal twin flower and exclaims that they found it and that her mother will surely be delighted. The man, a family steward, begins to scold her for her recklessness, reminding her how dangerous the world outside the city is. Shian Nanan cuts him off, insisting she wanted to pick the flower for her mother personally, and reassures him that with Ye Chang protecting her, there were no problems. The steward's gaze then shifts to the young man beside her, and he asks who this boy is. Ye Chang bluntly introduces himself as a pig butcher. The steward is taken aback, confused. He cannot understand why the young miss of the C family would choose a fool with a simple lifetime profession to protect her in the perilous lands. However, looking that he does not want the ring, he only wants a pig-slaying knife, holding him to the original deal. Ye Chang firmly refuses the steward's offer, repeating that all he wants is a pig-slaying knife. The steward is baffled, wondering to himself if the boy has something wrong with his head for turning down such a valuable item for a simple tool. Shian Nanan steps in to clarify. She explains to the steward, whom she calls Uncle Zhao, that Ye Chang wants to find the most skilled weaponsmith in Qingchong to forge a spirit weapon for him, as this was their deal. Understanding, the steward agrees to handle it. He urges Jian to return home with her bodyguards as her father has been worried. As she is led away, Jian Nanan waves to Ye Chang, promising to see him again. Once she is gone, the steward turns to Ye Chang with a serious expression. He states that while the family is grateful, he warns Ye Chang not to have any improper thoughts towards the young miss. Ye Chang's internal thoughts reveal he has no romantic interest. As he sees treasure, her forked tongue flicks out as she vows that she has memorized their scent, plotting her revenge. The story returns to the city where Ye Chang is seen walking down a street with the stolen spirit weapon on his back. He arrives at a shop that buys and sells beast materials at high prices. Inside, he tells the female shopkeeper he wants to sell some beast materials and places the silver-horned rhinoceros horn on the counter. The shopkeeper is surprised that someone of his build could capture a silver-horned rhinoceros and offers him 10,000 for the horn. Ye Chang is stunned by the amount. He quickly calculates that his father only earns 100 for slaughtering one pig, meaning this horn is worth the pay for killing 100 pigs. As this sinks in, his eye catches something on display. He points to a gleaming item in a glass case and asks if 10,000 is enough to buy it. The shopkeeper smiles, commenting on his good eye. She explains the item is a golden scale soft armor forged from the scales of a fire serpent. She praises its defensive power and ability to keep the wearer warm. However, she regretfully informs him that it costs 150,000. Ye Chang is shocked again, exclaiming that his father would have to slaughter 1,500 pigs to earn that much, which confuses the shopkeeper. Thinking quickly, Ye Chang asks if he could trade for it. He places the spirit weapon he took from Liu Jing Long on the counter, startling the shopkeeper, who recognizes it as a yellow rank spirit weapon. She enthusiastically agrees to the trade, stating it is more than enough. She quickly fits him with the new armor, remarking that it seems custom-made for him. Internally, the shopkeeper is intrigued. She reasons that for a young man to have so many valuable items, he must have a highly combat profession. She decided that if she can seduce this fool, she might not have to worry for the rest of her life. Putting her plan into action, she gets very close to him. Adjusting the armor, Liu Jing Long furiously denies this, shouting that he only wanted to spar. Ignoring his son's outburst, Liu Jing offers a solution. He tells Ye Chang that out of respect for his father, he is willing to drop the matter if he simply returns the sword. However, Ye Chang bluntly replies that the sword has already been sold. The revelation sends a shockwave through the room. Li Yung, Liu Jing Long, and even Ye Qian are left utterly stunned and speechless.